Hey guys, my name is Peter. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to design a complementary card with Microsoft Word. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, and leave any comments below.
Let's get started. First of all, you have to open your Microsoft Word software. I got mine on the taskbar. Takes a few minutes to load. Then, boom, it has opened. Okay, we are not going to use any template from here, so we're gonna click on blank document. Okay, I got mine open, and as I said, we are going to design a complementary card. As I said, you have to go to page layout. Let's go there. Then you have to choose the size of the page. You can choose any depending on the size you want. I'm going for A5. Then I'm going to change my orientation to landscape. Yeah, now I got my landscape and everything done. So what you are going to do next is start designing. Let's go. So I will go to insert. I'll click on the insert tab, click on shapes, and I'll choose the rectangular tool. With this, it will turn into a plus sign. I will just position it at just the edge of my page layout. Then I'll click and drag across the page. Boom! Now we are done with the first step. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have any page outline here. I don't want any outline on this page. So now the next thing I'm gonna do is set my background image. For every complementary card, you can use just a solid color or a picture, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna use a picture for that. I'm going to right click on this rectangular shape. I'll go and select fill. I'll click on it, then I'll go and choose picture. You see, when you hover your mouse over the colors, you see the background colors are changing. But as I said earlier on, I do not want a solid color, so I'm going for a picture. So you get this notification. You need internet connection to do that. Forget about that. Just click on work offline. Boom, now it's done. We're gonna select our picture to be used as the background. I got mine here. So when you select the image you're gonna use as the background, then you click on insert. Then boom, it has inserted into the rectangle. Now let's start with design. The design is simply just arrangement of shapes. So I'm gonna use rectangular shapes very much for the sake of this video. So I'll just hover my mouse here because you see it has turned into a plus. There's a small dot over there. That's just the right middle of the page layout. So I'm gonna choose the right middle and then draw a small rectangular shape for the sake of my design. But before designing, you have to know what you are coming to do. You have to get your final design in mind. Yeah, this one is cool. As I said earlier on, I do not want any outline color, so I'll choose color red as the color. You go to shape, fill, then I'll choose color red. Click on it, it is done. I'll go to the format here, the format tab. Then I'll select that tool. That's a circular tool. That's or an oval tool. Select an oval tool. Draw a small oval shape here. No outline. I want it to be red. then I'll position it right inside to look like something like this. Yes, that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do next, it is a complimentary card, so we have to include our name, social media handles, or our picture. Yeah, we're gonna insert our picture in this. So let's go for a text box. I click on it. How do you find a text box? You go to format. You have the drawing tools and the picture tools. I'll go to the drawing tools on the drawing tab. So I'll go to format here, then I'll come and click on draw text box. So I click on it, then click on it, draw it at where I want it. Yeah, here is okay. So I'll make sure I choose my text wrap, then I'll choose through. Yes, that's pretty cool. Then I do not want any solid color for it, so I don't want any outline, any fill for it. So fill, no fill. Good. So I'm gonna type F for Facebook, C for Instagram. Why? Yeah, I think you won't understand. So you have to go to the link in the description below to choose the font that I'm using, to go and download these fonts if you not have one. So I'll go to Home tab, Fonts, then I'll click on this small down arrow here, then I will choose the font that I'm using. The name of the font is Social Media Font. Social Media Font. You can Google it, you'll find it there. Pretty cool. So for this text box, I want a font in a box, so I'll delete one of them, backspace. Then the font is pretty small, I'll highlight it, then increase the font size. I'll go for good 24 is okay for the sake of this video. Then I'll change the font color of the font to red. So you just right click on the small arrow there, then you choose red. Boom. Then you position it at wherever you want it. So I will position mine here. I don't know where you're gonna position yours. Now I'm done with my first text box. I do not need only one, I need more of it. So what do? I'm gonna duplicate this, then change the Facebook icon into an Instagram icon. How to do this? You click and hold Control key on your keyboard. You see the mouse will change and there will be a plus symbol on the cursor. The cursor will change, there will be a plus symbol on the cursor. So you click on hold shift, you left click and drag it wherever you want. I want it here. Boom, it has duplicated. What do I do next? So I change the font. I don't need Facebook again, so I click C on my keyboard, then I will get an Instagram icon. Now I have an Instagram icon. Okay, let's add this to it. I'm gonna add my contact details. So with the same step I'm gonna click and hold shift, I'm gonna left click, I'm gonna drag it. Watch it well. Make sure that text tool is selected. Left click on hold shift, then left click, then drag. Okay, I'm gonna position it however you want. So if you're gonna position it, you just have to hover your cursor at just the edge, any of the edges of the text box, left click and hold, then drag it and position it at wherever you want it. I want mine here. Pretty cool. So let's change this. We do not need Instagram again, so let's change it to call. So we're gonna try Twitter is here, but for the sake of this video I'm not gonna use Twitter. I have YouTube. Okay, let's use YouTube instead of the call button. Pretty cool. Now we are done with it. What we are going to do next is to write our Facebook names, Instagram account name, and the YouTube account name. So you repeat what we did again. You're gonna click and hold shift, you're gonna left click and hold and drag. So you drag it wherever you want it. Pretty cool. Let's change the font. I'm going for eccentric. I'm going for a Times New Roman. That's a default font that comes with any Microsoft Word software. So any Microsoft or any computer at all has this font installed in it by default. Good. Now let me write my YouTube name. I'm going to type in kindness. You see, when you start typing, some parts do not appear. What do? You just hover your cursor to just the corner of your text box, so that the arrow will turn into two, one pointing right, the other pointing left. Then you click and hold, you left click and hold, then drag it to your right, wherever you want it, it will come. So I'm gonna type in kindness media. Pretty cool. I see the fonts are too big, so I'm gonna reduce the size of the font. So reduce it, then you highlight. When highlighting, you can just triple click on it, then you highlight everything. Then I reduce the font by, I think, 22 is okay. Then I'll change the font color. So see font color, click on it, then you choose, I'm going for black. So that's cool. What do I do next? I click and hold Control again. I left click and drag downwards. Instagram, I'm gonna use the same name. You see, you're not going to type it again to waste time, so you just click and drag. That's pretty simple, pretty short. Simple and short. And we're gonna repeat the same procedure again. Hold Control, left click and drag. Good. That's cool. So then we're gonna draw a new text box. But when drawing a new text box, you see, you're gonna waste your time, so we're not gonna waste our time here. So we have to go and repeat the same process as we did there. So you choose any of the text box where the kindness media is, then you repeat the same process. You click and hold Control, you left click and drag and position it here. Let me make it bold. So Control A, I'll highlight everything. Control plus B, boom, it is now bold. That's pretty cool. Let's change the font color. Let's change the font color to red again. So font color red. That's cool. Let me position it at where I want it. Position it. Great. So what I'm going to do next is to I'll just write some small text behind it. So kindness media, maybe I will write the mantra of my organization. So same procedure again. The font is quite too big. You highlight. So let me write, we designed a new world. It's pretty okay. Let's highlight everything. Control plus A to highlight everything that you just typed. Then you reduce the font size. I'll reduce mine to 12. I think 12. Okay, let me go for 14. 14 is good for me. 14 for the sake of this video. So got it there. Position it nicely. So we're gonna separate the corporate name, that's the company's name, from the information that we've written, like the social media handles. So how do we separate that? I'm gonna use just a rectangular tool to separate that, to make a simple demarcation to differentiate between them. So what do? I go to the Insert tab, click on it, then I'll go and click on Shapes, draw a shape. So I click on it, then I'll choose the shape of my choice. I'm gonna select a rectangular shape. Selected. Then the cursor will change into a plus sign. Can you see that? Great. So click and draw right behind the redesign the new world. Good. Now I'm gonna change. As I said earlier on, I do not need, or I do not want any shape outline color. So no outline. Fill. No fill. Then fill, we're gonna fill. Fill, I'm going for a red color, and I do not want to use too much of colors in this video, because too much of colors do not make your work harmonize unless well used or strategically. Okay, so what I'll do next is I'm gonna insert a picture into my complementary card. A picture of myself. No, I'm gonna insert a picture symbol. So click on any of the, okay, I'll click on the background, then I'll go to Insert, then I'll choose Pictures. Pretty cool. I'll go to Pictures. I have a picture saved in there, so I'll just search for my picture. User, here's it. Now click on Insert. Boom, it has come, but you can see that the picture is hiding. Our picture is not appearing. Why? Let's fix this. You go to your text wrap, just at the right top corner of the box that contains the image. You click on it, then you go and choose through. This will make our work appear. In my subsequent videos, I'll explain all the layout options here for you. So for the sake of this video, we're going to use through. Boom, it's good, but it looks too big. Let's reduce the size. When reducing the size, don't reduce it from the middle. See, it will distort the image. This not right. So I'm gonna click Ctrl Z to undo that. So just select either the down corner or the top corner here. So let me use the top corner, then reduce the size. Okay, let's move it up where I want it. Let's select it, then reduce the size again. Pretty much cool. Kindness Media. So what you're going to do now is I'm gonna import my picture, add my name. You see, the complimentary card must contain your name, your company, and your social media handles, or it depends on the information that you want on it, but basically these are the information that a complimentary card contains. So I'm gonna insert in my picture. I'm gonna click on the insert tab here, click on it, click on pictures, then I will select my picture. I got mine here, my picture. This one is pretty cool for me. Wait a while, boom, the picture's come, but it is also hidden. We're gonna click on our text wrap layout options, click on it, click on through, then it has appeared, but it's covering some content of our complementary card, which we don't want that. So what do I do now? See, the picture is pretty big, so let me trim some portion off. In trimming some portions of the picture, you have to right click on the picture, then you choose crop. Very simple. So my crop is selected, then I will crop unwanted areas of my photo. Very good. So let's say I want a portrait. I don't want a full picture of it. Okay. So I just select the text layer, hold Control, click, left click and drag. Boom, it is done. So I'm gonna position it where I want it. Yes, I'm not gonna use a red color. So select all. So in selection you can triple click on it and you have selected it. So I will change the color to automatic. Automatic is black. Automatic. So I'll change. So here I'm gonna write your name. Put your name here. Your name. Your name. Great. Let's make the name a little bit dominant in the design. So let's go and choose 26. Good, 26. Okay. let's position it nicely. Great. Then let's say you are a CEO in that organization. You're gonna put in your position. So hold control, right click, drag. Okay, so let's highlight, then let's say as Chief Executive Officer. Chief Executive Officer. Okay, the officer is not appearing. You highlight everything, then you reduce the font size to, I'm going for like 16 is okay. Let me change the color to red again. So you can see that we are not using much of the colors, we are using just two colors, just red and black. That's pretty cool. Then position it. Great. So basically we are done with our complementary card. So let's add a little bit of touching to it. The insert tab, click on insert, then shapes, then you choose any of the shapes you want. I'm going for a rectangular too, as I said earlier on. So I will draw something small here. What I want, yeah, okay, this is okay for me. I don't want any outline color. Boom. Then the next thing I'm going to do is click on hold control, left click and drag. So basically I'm duplicating it. That's great. So guys, we are done with the designing of the complementary card. In my next video I'm gonna teach you how to export it as a PDF, as a JPEG, or any other format that you want it to be. Thank you.
Hey guys, we are done for today, and see you